Good evening, everybody. My name is Adam May, and I am delighted to welcome you to our Forever Experience webinar this evening. So I am delighted to be joining you, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and about the background to what we're going to be seeing this evening. So I first joined Forever back in 1993. So if anyone's on here for the first time wondering whether they can build a career with Forever, the answer is most definitely yes. I was originally a futures and options broker. I did that successfully for 7 years, but there were things that I missed in my life. I mean, I missed the time, for instance. It was a very, very busy job. And although I earned a lot of money, I had no time to enjoy it. So I decided that I would start my own business that then went bust 2.5 years later, and I lost everything. That's when I got introduced to Forever, and I got started. I was part-time for the first 2 years while I was working a very busy full-time job. I went full-time in July 1995, and this is all that I've done since then. So it really is a long-term solution and a long-term career, if that's what you want to make of it. So what are we going to see this evening? Well, we are going to talk a little bit about Forever. You're going to hear from a great friend and colleague of mine, Lisa Prescott, who's going to tell you a little bit about Forever itself. Then you're going to hear from another friend of mine, Louise Riley. She's going to tell you why Forever products, what's so good about our products, and paying particular emphasis on the products that we need right at this time. And then you're going to hear from one of the most experienced and successful people in Forever, Jane Leach. She's going to tell you a bit more about the business, the opportunity that's available with our company. So you've got a great lineup of speakers. We hope that if you're looking at this for the first time, you're going to get lots of questions answered. If you're not looking at it for the first time, we hope you're still going to get lots of questions answered, because it really is a fantastic opportunity. So let's get started straight away. If you could please make sure that you've got your pads and your papers next to you, your pens. I'm sure you're going to want to take some notes, scribble things down. We've got a Q&A going on, so if you want to ask any questions, we'll try and get those questions answered as quickly as possible. But otherwise, I'm now going to hand over to our first speaker, who is a Sapphire manager in the business. And if you are on this for the first time, it means that she's helped at least 9 other people personally to achieve success in our business. So she's done phenomenally well in the time that she's been involved. I'm sure she'll tell you a bit about her background herself, but would you please give a very warm welcome to Lisa Prescott.
Thank you, Adam, for such a lovely introduction, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me. It's an absolute pleasure to be sharing why I initially looked at Forever 6 years ago. 6 years ago, I was a full-time police officer. I joined the police at 18, and that was going to be my career for life. I never imagined doing anything else. At the point when I was 31 weeks pregnant with my second little boy, I found myself feeling that there had to be more to life than paying out for childcare and not having enough time to be a mummy. Fortunately, that's when I took a look at Forever, and it delivered everything that I ever imagined. It replaced my police wage from the comfort of my own home. I never stepped foot back into work after maternity leave, so I never went back to the police station, and Forever has been my sole source of income now for the last 6 years. I then went on to try for a third baby and became a mummy to twin boys, so I am a very, very busy mummy to 4 incredible children. If they come in, I can only apologise. I've tried to keep them quiet, but it's allowed me to be the mummy at the school gates when I needed to be. I've been able to travel the world with Forever. I've met some incredible people, and I've just had an amazing time. And when I listen to people like Adam, like Jane and Louise that you're going to hear from this evening, they've been building a business for 28 plus years. It just gives me that peace of mind that I'm in the right place and I made the right decision to be that mummy at home but still feel successful. When I initially looked at Forever, I don't mind saying I was 28 years old. I'd never come across the company. I'd never come across the products. And I still speak to people every single day that have never heard of us. Yet we've been trading now successfully for the last 42 years. So when I looked at it 6 years ago, I wondered why. Why have I never come across this company? Why have I never come across the products? And it was just because nobody within my network at that point was a business owner. You know, I was a detective in the police. It was my job to investigate. And I did look at this and think, man, well, why does it sound too good to be true? And, you know, why isn't everybody doing it? And I did do a little bit of research around it because I wanted to feel safe. I wanted to feel secure. I didn't start Forever as a hobby. I didn't start it because I had lots of spare time. I started it because I needed a side income. Initially, when I did start, I just imagined I could earn an extra £400 per month just to make maternity leave that a little bit easier. But when I did my research, when I saw the stability of the company, the fact that it has been established for 42 years, that's 42 years of consistent growth in the health and wellness industry. And let's face it, health and wellness isn't a fad. People aren't going to wake up in a few years and decide all of a sudden they don't want to be healthy anymore, or they don't want to feel better in the skin. So it wasn't a fad. It was the right place with a company that had great family ethics, great morals. I want you to take a look at the picture of the gentleman on the left, because later on in the presentation, you see a picture of him 40 years ago when he started his business. Now that shows that he's been here for 42 years, he built an incredible business. And what I liked was, even though we've had 42 years of successful business, that's been and gone. And we've learned a lot, but what we've got planned out is the next 40 years. And that makes me feel really safe and secure while I'm building a business. What I like about Forever is that as a company, it's really socially responsible. It wants to take care of people and it wants to take care of the environment. We have over 50 million plants. Now I want you to think about this. 20 aloe vera plants would equate to one tree. So we are, doing our bit across the globe to bring down and make a huge difference in reducing CO2 emissions. We put people first. What I like about Forever is that there's actually a waiting list at our aloe vera plantations for people to work alongside us, in harvesting the plants and getting the products from the ground into our end consumer. We pay above the minimum wage. So when people work alongside Forever, they're happy, they're employed, they love what they do, and Forever loves to give back to people that support them. So they treat their staff really fairly, and I liked that. 2 years ago, we set a target, and that target was to help people less fortunate than ourselves. That was to help people across the world that, we partnered with Rise Against Hunger to help people across the world that, don't have food readily available like we do. And that goal was to pack 5 million meals. Now, that is a lot of meals, and we managed to achieve that in the last 2 years. I've been really fortunate that I've been part of packing those meals in places across the world where we've travelled, Singapore, Dubai. We've done it at our head office in Warwick. And it's really nice to be part of something knowing that you are giving back. We are constantly improving our processes, our manufacturing processes, and how we're getting the products out there, making sure that our products are recyclable. We are doing our bit for the environment. Now, we are the largest grower, manufacturer and distributors of aloe vera products. We are a brand leader in aloe vera products. When I started my business, I don't mind saying, I didn't even know what an aloe vera plant looked like. What I did know is that I would never have to convince anybody that aloe was good for you, because even if you have limited knowledge about aloe vera like I did still know that it was good for you. So if you've never seen a plant, it's on the screen in front of you right now. So we're the largest growing producer. We are in complete control by farming our own crops, and we are growing our plantations are in Dominican Republic and they are in Texas. And from growing our own crops, it means that we are in complete control of the entire process. It means we know what fertilizers are being used, and we know that everything that we are in control of getting that product from the ground into our bottles and into the hands of our consumer. Now, the plant that you have just seen, the way that we are completely different to any other aloe vera company is that we hand harvest each individual leaf. It is hand filleted, as you can see on the screen, and we take out just that inner leaf part of the gel. So when I do speak to people about aloe, they tend to say, oh yeah, you break open the leaf and you can rub it on your skin. Well, that's exactly the part that we're using. The inner leaf part of the gel is where all the goodness is, where all the nutrients are. So what we're doing is we're taking it out of the ground and we are processing that, and within normally around 6 hours of being taken out of the ground, it's put into all of our products. So it's proven that aloe is as active in our products as it is in the ground itself. So there's a lot of care taken in how to produce the aloe to make sure that we're only getting the goodness that we need into all of our products. We take a lot of pride in being the best at what we do. We don't get complacent. We want to be the best, and we continue to strive to make sure that we are having the best processes, the best manufacturing processes to make sure that our products are as pure as they can be, and that, like I said earlier, that our packaging is recyclable. So the last year alone, we spent $11 million improving our processes to make sure that we are getting the best products to our customers and continuing to be the best at what we do. What I'm going to do now is hand you straight back over to Adam so that he can share with you the next part of the presentation.
Thanks very much, Lisa. And yeah, I mean, like Lisa, when I first looked at this company quite a few years earlier, I was also completely blown away by it. And some of the things that Lisa touched on were very important to me. Like, it's a very safe and secure company. I mean, in this industry, you want to be in one of what we call the legacy companies. And a legacy company means that they're still going to be around to pay your bonuses in 5, 10, 20, even 50 years time. I mean, Jane's going to tell you, but the income is willable. So I'm very grateful that I'm going to be able to pass this income on to my kids. And also, she was talking about the fact we're a socially responsible company. I mean, we're not just a carbon neutral company, we're carbon negative, or another way of putting it is we are a climate positive company. And on one of those pictures, you saw the plantations. I was fortunate enough to spend a day working in the plantations there. And I can tell you that people are very, very excited that work, even as field workers in our plantations, to continue working for us. There's even a waiting list of people who want to join our company just as plantation workers. That's how well we look after our workers. So thank you very much for that, Lisa. Brilliant presentation about the company. And what I'd like to do is introduce our next speaker of the day, who is a great friend of mine. With her husband, Ashley, we've literally traveled all over the world, and we regularly go to the States, to various different conferences that are on there. And she's built a fabulous business with Ashley. She's also on our advisory board here in the UK. So I wonder if I can invite Louise Riley, please, to come and tell us a little bit about the products. Louise. Are you there?
I can't share my screen because Lisa's is still up.
Okay.
There we go.
How about that?
Okay.
Are you good for your camera?
I will be in a sec.
Perfect.
There we go. Well, good evening, everybody. I hope this finds you well. As Adam said, my name is Louise Riley, and I started my journey with Forever back in, 1998. For me personally, I was at a bit of a crossroads in my life. I had recently become a single mum to 3.5-year-old triplets, as they were at the time. In fact, it's their birthday today, and I can't believe that they're now 28. So they have been that inspiration on my journey with Forever. And for me, I know that Lisa was talking about with her children, and for me personally, as a single mum at the time, I needed to find a way to support the children and myself, be a mum, but very importantly, to be independent. And so I actually came across Forever when I met Ashley. Ashley had actually started our Forever business a year before I met him, and his background was in property, and he had struggled with his property business in the late 80s, early 90s, when there was a recession. So when he started the business, he picked the business up as a business, and I saw the potential when I met him. But for me, actually, the potential started with the products, because Ashley introduced me to the products and I was absolutely overwhelmed by them. And obviously that then led me to want to know more about the products, but then also the business. And where we are today, as Adam has already said, you know, we have been very privileged to have traveled the globe, and we have had so many amazing experiences with the company, the places they've taken us to. And I know that Jane is going to go through more information about the business, so I won't go into more about that. But I know the security that it has given us as a family. We have 5 children in total, and it has enabled us to have that security and stability all the way through. But it gives me great privilege this evening to give you a little bit of an overview on the products. So if I can get my slides, they wouldn't move forward earlier, and they're not moving forward now. I don't know why they're not moving forward. Anybody move my slides forward for me? Anyone? I'm going to have to do it like this, guys, I think. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Oh, there we go. It's stuck. Right. Okay, so a little bit about the benefits of aloe. One of the things that I always like to say is a lot of people have never come across aloe vera before, and they want to know why you'd want to drink aloe vera, because a lot of people have heard about aloe vera that you can use topically, but they don't know they can drink it. So one of the main questions I always ask is this: who do you know who wants to have great skin, hair and nails? What about a good, strong immune system or digestive system? What about energy? They don't want to be tired. In fact, who do you know who wants to be the best that they can be? And that's why people choose to have a shot of aloe every day, because aloe vera contains a whole cocktail of nutrients. And it's the nutrients in aloe vera that are going to support the body in the areas I've mentioned to be in balance. Our body is constantly striving to be normal. And when you look at all of those nutrients that we have in aloe, our body can take from those nutrients what it needs. And on the slide, you can actually see 4 of the particular areas that I have just mentioned. And of course, the one on the top left at this moment in time is of great interest, because a lot of people are really wanting to support their immune health. So a little bit more about the products and understanding the quality of the products. And there's one that's on the top left there, and it's the International Aloe Science Council certification. Now, we get this to actually show the purity and the quality of aloe, and that is something that is actually looked at by the International Aloe Science Council. And what they do, quite incredibly, is look at an ingredient called ace-mannan that is found in the aloe vera plant that we use, and it's the aloe vera barbadensis, and out of 400 different species, it's the aloe barbadensis is the only one that has this ace-mannan. And to show the quality and the purity, there has to be a certain level of ace-mannan present. And when you actually look at our aloe, because Lisa has explained how we grow our aloe, it's in those plantations in the Dominican, for example, where it has the right amount of sunshine, water, the nutrients from the soil, that can deliver the best aloe, have high quality of aloe, but also that high content of ace-mannan. We also have a look at the other logos there that we have, the halal, gluten-free, and very importantly, in fact, when I started my business all those years ago, the unconditional 60-day money back guarantee. And it's really great to know that you can say to people, why don't you just try our products? And to have that satisfaction, it's just amazing just to think that if someone isn't completely satisfied in any way, they're entitled to get their money back. So we're so confident we can offer that globally. who wants to use our products? Well, actually, why don't we turn it on its head and say who wouldn't want to use our products? Because they are literally pure and simple products that everybody can enjoy. And we have products from different ranges, and what I'd like to share in a moment is some products that are my favorite products at this moment in time. But these are some of the areas that we have. We have nutrition, weight management, and we have our aloe vera drinks and gels, and also Forever has bee products, and we produce royal jelly, bee pollen, bee propolis, and the most amazing honey. On top of that, we have products for the household. We also have personal care products. So personal care products are for people that venture into bathrooms, and I'm sure that is absolutely everybody. And then for people that like to be active, sports products, and also a whole range of top quality skincare, because aloe vera absolutely loves your skin. So what I want to do then is share with you some of my favorite products at this moment in time. And first of all, I want to talk about drinking aloe vera. Now, we have our Tetra Pak, where we get our aloe vera drinking gels. We have our plain gel. Now, this has 99.7% aloe vera, and the other 0.3% comes from a little bit of vitamin C and also citric acid. So citric acid is that element that you get in, let's say, lemon juice, when you squeeze lemon juice onto a cut apple, and that's to keep it fresh. So we have a preservative-free aloe vera here. And this is, just as Lisa said, it's just as nature intended, which is the most important thing, because you want to support your health and well-being by putting nutrients into your body. So, why would you want to drink aloe? Well, it's full of all those nutrients, but also because there is it's high in vitamin C. This is going to actually contribute to the maintenance of a normal immune system. And if you want to have a smaller one, this is very easy, because you can take it when you're out on your walk and your exercise. But one of the most important things is to be drinking aloe on a daily basis. And how much to drink? Well, obviously, it has a cocktail of nutrients, not just has vitamin C in there, but it has lots of other goodies in there, such as minerals and nutrients such as vitamin A. It has B vitamins in there. It has zinc. It has them absolutely amazing. But with the vitamin C in there, it's really going to support your immune health. You can have it in different flavors. I like to say this one is kind of a sharp taste, a bit like grapefruit juice. If you've got a palate that likes something fruitier, we have one that contains cranberries and apples. And then finally, we have one that contains peaches. And then if you like to be on the go, we have one that we call the Forever Freedom, and that contains glucosamine and chondroitin and MSM. Now, glucosamine and chondroitin are sulfurs that you find in normal healthy joints. So at this moment in time, because people are really focusing on their immune health, and of course, we know the most important way to support your body's health and well-being is to have a healthy, well-balanced diet, get exercise. But people at the moment are feeling compromised with that, not being able to get out and about so much, and also maybe not being able to get to the shops and getting the fresh fruit and vegetables that they'd like to, then it is a really good idea to support yourself with supplements. So talking about my next supplement, which is one of my favorite ones, is this particular one here. It's called the Forever Active Pro B. Now, did you know that 70% of your immune system resides in your gut? So if you want to support your immune health, it makes total sense to support your gut health at the same time. So these two are really good friends. They like to work together. Now, what we have here is 6 strains of healthy bacteria. Now, what we have done as a company, we want to make sure that it's going to get to your gut, so your gut can use that healthy bacteria. So we have very cleverly got something called cryotechnology, which is supporting the delivery of those healthy bacteria. So that's my 1 and my 2. And then my third one is an absolutely amazing product, and it is called Forever ImmuBlend. Now, Forever ImmuBlend contains some interesting ingredients, but we have vitamin C, as I've already mentioned, is going to support your immune health, as does vitamin D. And one of the interesting things right now is that people are staying in a lot more than normal. Some people are having to stay in a lot more than just for a few weeks. Some people at this moment in time might have to be staying in for months. And the best way to get vitamin D is from sunlight. And if you're not getting out and about so much, where are you going to get your vitamin D from? Okay, so this is going to give you a great amount of vitamin D to support your immune health. Then on top of that, we also have zinc, which supports your immune health. And then we have some special mushrooms in here as well, a nice recipe of mushrooms. But another interesting ingredient is called lactoferrin. Now, lactoferrin is a protein, but interesting about lactoferrin, it is found naturally in all bodies, but it is also found in your immune system. It's part of your immune system. So just to cap on that, if people to ask me, what would you be taking right now? I'd be drinking plenty of aloe, I'd be taking 1 of the Pro B every day, and I'd be taking 2 of the Forever ImmuBlend. That's my special 1, 2, 3. The other thing we have to think about is looking after our hygiene, especially our hands. And I don't know about you, but lots of people are washing their hands more frequently than they have in the past. So we have to really be careful and gentle with our hands. So one of my favorite topical products is our aloe hand soap. It has a very gentle pH. It's a gentle alkaline. It's moisturizing. It contains aloe and cucumber and some really, really lovely botanicals. And the great thing about this product, it's multi-purpose as well. So you don't just have to use it on your hands. So if you're somebody that is frequently washing your hands, you don't want to use products that are too harsh and drying. But then on top of that, I like to then seal in, you might say, put all the goodness back in. And I know this sounds a little bit strange, but in the skincare, this is one of our topical products that is you can put on your face, but because it's your skin goes absolutely everything, why not put it on your hands? Why am I saying that? Because in this product, there is a great amount of hyaluronic acid. Now, hyaluronic acid is something that you find naturally in your skin. And what's interesting about hyaluronic acid, it has the ability to attract more moisture. So if you're washing with the soap, after that, you take some toner, you put it all onto your hands, but hey, you can still use it on your face as well. And then what you can do is you want to nourish and support your hands. So we have the absolutely amazing product here called Aloe Propolis Cream. Now, we have the aloe loves your skin. Aloe has the same pH as your skin, so it loves all skin types. But we've added this propolis, and what propolis is, if you go out and about, you can see this sticky resin that comes out of trees and plants. Now, what bees will do, they will collect this propolis, and this is what they line their hives with. And also, if they get anything that comes into the hives, they will cocoon it in propolis for protection. So this is a great nourishing cream, but also when you put it on, it feels like you put an extra barrier onto your hands. And so this is my 1, this is my 2, and this is my 3. But as an extra special one, we also have this Forever Marine Mask. This has marine extracts in it, it has aloe, it has cucumber, it has honey. And literally what you can do, you can suggest to people that are using lots of products and their hands may be feeling a bit dry, just to kind of give it an extra special treatment. So you can literally put this all over your hands as a special little pamper, and then you can wash it off, and then after that wash it off with the soap, you use the toner, and then the propolis cream. So these are some great practical functional products that you can use right now. And of course, as I mentioned about Propolis, as a final thing I'd like to say is that we also do a supplement which is called Bee Propolis as well, and you'll take it for exactly the same reasons. If you think about what Propolis and the bees do when they cocoon their any invasions in the hive for protection, we also do it in a supplement form as well. So here's just a selection of recognised areas that we have, recommendations from Good Housekeeping. These are just articles that you can see as well. We've got the Beauty Global Awards 2019, we're finalists there. And we have some absolutely amazing products, as I said, for skincare. And the most amazing thing about all of these products, that these are products that everybody can enjoy. So how do we start? Well, we actually say to do a bit of brand swapping. As I said, most people go into a bathroom. So we have products that straight away you can brand swap. Those products that you would brand swap, you clean your teeth, if you wash your hair, if you use deodorant, if you use soap, and obviously if you use skincare, slowly start to brand swap. And then by using the products with honesty and integrity, you can share the benefits with others, share the information about the products, and very, very simply, you can start to make an extra £200, maybe £300 a month just for sharing the benefits of our fabulous range of products. So that is the end of my section, and what I'd like to do now is hand back to Adam, and he will then pass you on to the next speaker. Thank you very much for listening.
Fabulous. Thanks, Louise. Wow. Do you know what? You can always learn stuff. And one of the things that I've just learned from Louise is that you can put the toner on your hands because it contains hyaluronic acid. So yeah, that was a fabulous, fabulous session. I just want to answer a few questions here. Somebody's asking how the products are packaged. So how many bottles of juice, product, etc. I'm not quite sure what you mean, but the aloe drinks come in either 1 litre or 330 ml Tetra Paks. So you can buy a pack of 12 330 mils, or you can buy a tri-pack of the aloe drinks. So that's how the drinks are packaged. I'm not sure if that's what you meant, Jacinda, but there we are. So Andy, Louise didn't cover the sports products. We don't have enough time to cover all of the products. Andy Bevan I'm talking to here. So that will be something that she covers in other webinars that she does for the advisory board. Okay, so now we are moving on to the next section. Thank you so much for that, Louise. You know, there couldn't have been a better person to talk about the products, because I know your experiences and your knowledge of the products is massive. So what have we got left? We've heard a bit about the company. We've heard about some fantastic products. And now we're going to tell you about the opportunity. And there literally isn't anyone better that I could be introducing now to take you through this section, because with her husband, John, she has achieved the position of Diamond Manager on our marketing plan. They are on our global leadership team. They have qualified for everything at the top levels that she's actually going to talk to you about tonight. They are renowned around the Forever world for helping to build training tools, and they're in demand as speakers. Jane in particular is in demand as a fabulous speaker around the world of Forever. So could I please invite our next speaker to come on, and that is Jane Leach. Jane, are you there? Hi, Jane.
I am here. Just give me a minute.
No, I can see you.
Can you see me?
I can.
Can you see my screen?
I can. You just need to max it.
There we go. There we go. Fantastic. Thank you, Adam, for that really very warm welcome. And, you know, you and I go back a long way. We've been in Forever now for over 20 years, and what an incredible journey it's been. Before I start sharing with you the opportunity that we have with Forever, maybe it is a good idea if I share a little bit about my background. Prior to working alongside this incredible company, my background was in large farm estate management and horses. I had a great way of life. I was outdoors pretty much all the time on the back of a horse, not stuck in an office. You know, I wasn't working a 9 to 5. I was working more hours than that. My screen isn't maxed. It is on my screen. Okay, hold on a minute. Somebody's telling me my screen isn't maxed. Okay. Well, Adam or somebody talk to me, because on my screen it's fully maxed. And
if you click on that, on the slide itself, and then share, and then go up to the top. There we go. There we go. Whatever's happened, that's worked.
Okay.
You're now maxed. Thank you.
Funny enough, I'm not maxed on my screen now, but nevertheless, I can still speak and I can still share my story with you. Yeah, and I had a great way of life, but I was always one of those people that never had enough money at the end of the month. And I always seemed to be struggling financially to, you know, to have a good life with myself and the children and my husband. And then kind of tragedy struck in my life. I went through a pretty nasty, acrimonious divorce. I found myself a single mum with 2 little children, 2 little boys. And I thought to myself, there must be more to life than just struggling to make ends meet. And I think for all of us, at some stage in our life, we reach a point, a position in our lives where, you know, we're at that crossroads and we need to make some changes. We need to make choices. And it was after 18 months of really struggling as a single mum, not being able to give my kids the life I wanted to give them, not being able to live the life I wanted to leave, everything was compromised, that I decided enough was enough. It was time to look for something different. And I looked at all sorts of options. You know, I looked at retraining as a vet, which was going to be a 7-year course and actually very costly. I didn't have the luxury of doing that around 2 little children. I looked at franchising, which seemed pretty soulless and not for me. I looked at traditional business, which required a lot of capital investment, no help, no support, and no guarantee of success. And I pretty much gave up on the fact that I could find something that suited my needs. And then one day a friend gave me a call out of the blue, and he said, Jane, I found something. I think that it would be absolutely amazing for you. It's very flexible. It doesn't matter you've got no experience. And if you're prepared to work hard, you can quite simply build something that is of huge, huge financial value. So being open-minded, I went to go and have a look. And all I can say is I didn't truly understand it all on day one. And I think for a lot of us, that's a truism, but it felt right in my heart. My gut instinct was saying to me, Jane, this is a good company. This is a great product. This is a phenomenal opportunity. You need to get involved. So I started really, really, really part-time around my existing commitments, the children and the farm. And I ran it alongside my existing commitments. And within 8 months, I was making more money part-time with Forever than I was in a full-time job. And that's when I realized I had my hands on something very special, very unique, something of great value. And that's when I decided to, I had the choice then to leave my current work and focus on Forever full-time. And I've been full-time now in Forever for 26 years. And I can honestly say it is without doubt the finest decision, the most sensible decision that I've ever made in my entire life. Not just because of what it's given my family and myself, but because of the ability for me to have shared this opportunity and product with so many other people around the world that it's changed their lives as well. And to be able to share a great product every day and make a difference in people's lives, and to be able to share a great opportunity every day and make a difference in people's lives is very gratifying. And I am #forever grateful that I am fortunate to be with Forever. So let's have a little look at what we do and how we do it. Now, as I said to you, here we go. So Rex, who founded the company, you saw Lisa talked a little bit about him and his son Greg earlier on. But Rex started the company over 42 years ago now, in 1978, and he had a real vision all those years ago. He was already a highly successful businessman in his own right, and he got to a point in his life where he wanted to do more and to make a difference in the world. And he recognized two major trends. The first trend he recognized was the massive health and wellness sector. And he saw that beginning to grow and be of interest all those years ago. And here we are now, 42 years on, and it's one of the biggest sectors in the world today. And what he wanted to do was to create a company that brought the very finest products to the marketplace, to people like us and customers, that he could possibly do. And he also saw another trend emerging as well, and that was the power of the entrepreneurial spirit, the power of people wanting to be more in control of their own lives, more in control of their own incomes. And he looked at that. He looked at the health and the wellness industry, he looked at the entrepreneurial spirit, and he brought them together, and Forever was born. And the global success of our company is really quite unique. It's a very, very simple business premise. We are all known as Forever business owners, and each and every one of us have our own business in our own right. And what we do is we take products directly from the company and we supply them directly to a consumer, cutting out all the middlemen that would normally associate with traditional business. What that means is that we can take a premium product and we can retail it to a consumer at a sensible price, and we buy it wholesale, we sell it retail, and we make a profit for doing so. We're highly incentivized and highly rewarded for looking after our consumers. We provide the kind of service that consumers don't get in the high street anymore. Now, alongside having a product that we take direct to consumer, we also take a business opportunity direct to a potential entrepreneur. And we do that quite simply by following a very simple, proven business building cycle, whereby we make contact with somebody, we gauge an interest. If there's an interest, we give them some information. If they like what we see, we invite them to come and take part in a presentation like this. If they like what they see and they have their questions answered, they come join us and we begin to build our business. And this has taken the company from literally a startup company in the States 42 years ago to being in over 160 countries around the world now, and in excess of 2.8 billion turnover. It's quite phenomenal. Now, if anybody is wondering whether network marketing is a viable industry, if network marketing is something which is really serious, you need to take a look at the sales curve over the last 11, 12 years. And if we look at network marketing in 2018, the latest figures that we had in 2018, sales in billion, 193 billion turnover in global retail sales. And if anybody's wondering if it's viable, you've only got to see the growth in our industry over the last few years to see that it is an incredible industry, one that's growing, making an impact, and is here to stay. When we look at the sectors of network marketing, the sectors are really interesting. You know, there's many companies that have products that they move out to the marketplace now using network marketing as their marketing model. But when we look at the sectors which are booming, the ones that are getting real traction and are growing literally every single year, then we see the health and wellness market being 34% of the global sales, and cosmetics and personal care being 32% of the global sales. And what I love about Forever, it sits very beautifully in the top two growth sectors within our industry. And again, it's really fascinating and has been very interesting over the last few weeks to see just how people are responding to our product and realizing these products are absolutely fundamental to keeping themselves in tip-top condition health-wise. I'm sorry, I can't move my own slides on for some unknown reason, so I'm waiting for someone to do them for me very kindly. Thank you very much. What does that mean? What does the size of the market, what does the size of the global turnover mean to us as business owners within this sector? Well, in 2017, 76 billion was paid out in commissions during that 1 year alone. And what that equates to is over 208 million a day being paid out in bonuses and rebates to people like us who are involved in a network marketing company. We use a great product, we share a great product, we recruit people into our team, and we teach them to do exactly the same. And when you compare those kind of turnovers in commissions with other traditional businesses and traditional companies, they really, really are poles and poles apart. So network marketing is recognised, it's here to stay, it's growing. And in my view, having been in the industry for 26 years, it's about finding the right company with the right ethics, the right values, the right product, the right marketing plan, the right global presence, and getting involved. And that's why we're excited about Forever right now, because even though they've had 42 years of continuous growth, we're well poised for the next 42 years of continuous growth. So why do people look for second incomes? You know, why was I looking for a second income, and indeed all the speakers that you've heard from tonight? Well, there's some interesting statistics, and I'm not going to read these all out. You can see them on the screen. But what's really interesting is they say that 25 to 34-year-olds express the most interest in having a side business. And 80% of millennials don't think they've got enough money to retire on. Now, what's fascinating is I was in my, literally I was 31 when I joined the company, and I was one of those people that was prepared to find something that I could work hard at and then begin to scale it so I could make a difference in my life. I've turned into one of the 57% of people that turn their side business into the main income source. And I did that pretty quickly. You know, within 8 months of working with Forever, I have managed to replace a full-time income. And from there on, it just grew and it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew. And one of the things I love about this business, it's completely flexible. You work it around your own existing commitments, but you have the ability to scale it to meet your needs and your desires. Let's have a little look at the business model and how the marketing model is broken down. But before I do that, I'm always so proud when I talk about this slide. I mean, this slide is our beautiful home office in Scottsdale, Arizona. You only see a fraction of it on the picture, but it used to belong to Wells Fargo Bank, but Forever Living own it now. And this is our global administration centre, which manages one of the 160 odd countries around the world, and it's such a beautiful, beautiful venue. Now, if we look at the marketing model in more detail, what I love about the marketing model, it's a bit like a banquet table. There are many, many different options for you to look at, and you decide what you want to take. You decide what you want to focus on. It's not for us to tell you what to do, it's what's relevant for you right now at this moment in time. One of the areas of income, or the first area of income that we look at, is something called the product promoter. And a product promoter is somebody who has looked at the products, tried some products, they love them, and they genuinely can see themselves using the products on a daily basis and conversationally marketing the product out to other people. And in doing so, they can access an extra £200 to £400 per month. Now, when I first looked at the opportunity, I have to say, being very financially strapped, I was one of these people that thought to myself, well, an extra £400 a month would be absolutely amazing. And I really want to start sharing the products, and I can't wait to start using them. But where do I find my customers from? You know, it's all very well saying I can make this money by promoting the product, but who do I promote the product to? And it's really, really simple. We promote the product to literally everybody, every single person that we know. That could be our friends, it could be our loved ones, it could be our family, our nearest and dearest. It could be people that we meet on the school run at the school gates, people we maybe socialise with, people at the gym, people that we work with and maybe chat with in lunch breaks or coffee breaks. We literally share these products with absolutely everybody. And in doing so, we can make that extra £200 to £400 a month. And for a lot of people, that makes a big difference in their lives. And it certainly made a difference in my life when I first joined Forever. However, I didn't want to stop there. I wanted to explore the marketing model and have the ability to make more money. So the next area is what we call the business leader. And a business leader is somebody who can earn anywhere from £600 to £2,000 per month. And we very simply do this by using and sharing the products with other people. But what we do now, you remember I said right at the very beginning, we share the opportunity with people who have that entrepreneurial spirit, who are maybe like we are, looking for something a bit different, maybe looking for that security of having a second income stream which they can turn into a passive income later on down the line. And where do we find those 5 key people from? Because, you know, people say to me, as I said when I first joined Forever, where do they come from? Well, it's not really any different to where your customers come from. These are people that you know. It could be people that you work with. It could be people that you socialise with. It could be young entrepreneurs that you know. It could be people that you do sports with. It's literally everybody. And it's just really, really very simple. You know, when I first joined Forever and I was asked, who do you know right now who might like to make an extra 600 to 2,000 a month? I could immediately begin to think of a handful of people. And very quickly, by giving them a quick call, sharing a bit of information with them, answering their questions, some joined me, some said no, not now, and we began to build a business. And literally, as I said, within 8 months, we were at a stage where we were making more part-time than we were in a full-time job. The beauty about Forever, it doesn't stop there. This is what I love about the opportunity. You quite simply decide what you want to earn, what you're prepared to work for, and the business model allows you to do so. The next area of income is what we call a business developer. And a business developer will create business leaders. It's as simple as that. They will become a business leader themselves, and then what they do is work with other potential business leaders to create these freestanding, high net worth, home-based businesses. And typically they can expect to earn between 2,000 and 20,000 per month. And when I first saw that, I have to be totally honest with you here. When I first saw that, I thought, 20,000 a month? You're telling me I can make 20,000 a month? At that time, I was a single mum, I was financially challenged, and I wasn't earning much more than that in a year. And somebody was telling me I could earn it in a month. And it's not that I didn't believe it, but I wondered, could I do it? Could I do that? I didn't know. I was just on the cusp of getting started. But I'm always quite logical and I'm always quite open-minded. And I thought to myself, well, clearly there are other people all around the world that are making this kind of money. So what if I'm only half as good as them? Well, that's 10,000 a month and that's a lot of money. What if I'm only quarter as good as them? Well, that's 5,000 a month and that's still a lot of money. But here we are, 26 years on, and I can assure you that I wasn't quarter as good, I wasn't half as good, I was as good and more and more and more. And all it takes is time. It takes time for you to use the products and create a customer base. Use the product, create a customer base, and then find some people like you who want to build a couple of thousand a month business. And then you work with them, you help them become freestanding businesses, and you scale. And that's the beauty of Forever. The more people that you help to build their own business, the more that Forever will reward you. But your team, always, your people that you work with will always earn more on their business than you do. So it's a phenomenal marketing model which allows people to truly, truly earn what they are worth. And I have to say, literally with over 1 million people in my team in over 40 countries around the world, I've got people at all levels earning multiples of these incomes and more. But it's not a get rich quick. It doesn't happen instantly overnight. This is a business. You need to learn a few key skills, apply them on a daily basis, and do it over time with the support of a coach and a mentor. And before you know it, your life will be transformed. Now, it doesn't stop there. The generosity of this company just keeps going on and on and on. Because this is a privately owned company, Rex doesn't have to pay any investors, any shareholders. He, being the owner, the sole owner of the company, can take a proportion of the company's turnover every year to put it into what we call a chairman's bonus pot and to share it out through and to all the qualifying Forever business owners around the world. And every single year he does that and has done now for literally 20, 30 years. Now, last year we had our chairman's bonus event in Scandinavia, in Stockholm, and just in the 2 days of that event, he gave away over 24 million to over 752 people. Top left of the screen is Philo, who was a lawyer. She's full-time in Forever now. She picked up an end-of-year bonus of $10,000. Bottom left, Gemma and Gary. Gary was an entrepreneur. Gemma was a store manager for John Lewis. Picked up 19, nearly 20,000. Bottom right, you see Natalie. She was also a single mum, but she also was a bit of an entrepreneur, and she had some of her own businesses. She picked up just, short of $500,000. And top right, well, I don't know who that amazing looking woman is, but, to pick up over 800,000 at the end of the year as a thank you for doing the job is humbling and inspiring. And all I do every single day is I use the product, I share the product, I share the opportunity, and I coach and mentor people to build their own freestanding business. And, that's all I've done for 20 odd years. It's all Adam's done for 20 odd years. You've heard from Lisa, you've heard from Louise. It's all we do every single day. And we do it with a passion, and we do it with a pride. But it doesn't stop there. It goes on. There's more. I did say it was like a banquet table. If you love travel, then Forever is the place to be. Because Forever have not one, but 2 global travel events every single year. And these travel events are, I believe, a huge investment from the company into you, into us. The first event is what we call our Global Rally. And our Global Rally is a 7 to 10 day trip to some very luxurious destinations somewhere around the world. Fully expensed, fully paid for by the company. The finest hotels, your flights, you get your food, you get your trainings, you get your entertainment, you get trips to go and do things, you get, you even get spending money up to $12,500. It really is quite unique and very, very, very exciting to be on those events. This year's event should have been in Sydney, Australia, but sadly, because of the situation we find ourselves in at the moment with the coronavirus, that has been postponed, not cancelled. It's been postponed until next year, where we will all who have qualified be taken to the beautiful destination of Sydney. Then there is a second trip, which is a smaller trip. It's like a 4-day trip. And that trip is phenomenal. That one is a trip where the company take you to a venue somewhere around the world. I mean, last year it was to Thailand. The year before it was the USA. The year before it was, I think there was a Greek one. Going forward, we've got a cruise coming up. Not at the moment though. And this is a period of trainings, of partying, of meeting the leaders, mingling with the owners, coming together to celebrate success. Absolutely phenomenal. So if you love travel, like myself, like Adam, Louise and Lisa, we have traveled the world many times over with this incredible company. Just amazing. And it doesn't stop there. Because Forever have the most incredible, what we call Forever to Drive program. And this is where, when you and your team do a certain turnover on over 3 different levels, you can access up to £6,300 per annum to buy the car of your choice. Now, I have to tell you, when I first joined Forever, just having a little sip of my Aloe there. When I first joined Forever, coming from a farming background, I had an old Jeep. It was a bit battered and bruised. It had a pile of sheepdogs in the back, horse tack on the front seat. It was very much a farm vehicle. And I remember after, I think it was 9 months for me to earn a brand new Mercedes. And I remember the car being delivered to my driveway. And I remember John and myself looking at it, and for 2 days, I just opened the doors and sat in it and touched it, and the electric windows worked, and it had a Bose sound system, which was better than the sound system I had in my house. It was incredible. But, I'd never had a car like that in my life before. So to be able to achieve it through contributing to others and the reward from the company was just phenomenal. And here I am 26 years on, and literally there's always one of my cars on the driveway that is fully funded for by Forever. Val has got a beautiful BMW. Andy and Angela, she was a hairdresser, he was a chef. They've got a lovely Audi. Claire was a childminder, and Keith was in sales, lovely Range Rover, and Chris, who was a main board director, a lovely BMW convertible. And it goes on and it goes on and it goes on. You don't have to buy a car. We've got people that have bought yachts. We've got people that have bought motorhomes, horse boxes, all sorts of things. But this is an amount of money for you to purchase a car if you so choose. So what an incredible opportunity this is. You know, we've shared with you now the ability for you to make a few £100s a month by recommending a few amazing products. We've shared with you the ability to make, you know, £2,000 a month by building a small team. And we've shown you how to scale your income to making a six-figure income plus. On top of that, a share of the company's turnover, global travel, and cars as well. It's the perfect business to align yourself with. It knows no limits, and it quite simply allows you to achieve anything that you are prepared to work for. Now, you've heard from myself and Adam and Louise and Lisa, but what I wanted to do was ask a couple of my friends and colleagues just to jump on very quickly tonight and share their experiences with you, just so you can hear a couple of fresh voices. So, Victoria, if you're there, maybe you can come and share your experience with the phenomenal audience we have tonight that are listening to this presentation here in the UK.
Hi, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if I need to.
We can hear you.
My video. Right, okay, perfect. I'll just start going. Hello, so my name's Vicky and I have been with Forever for a little over 3 years now. We'd moved from Newcastle down to Oxfordshire for my husband's career, and I had 2 young children at the time. Just start my video. You'll see me now. Hi. After 6 years, though, my maternity leave was coming to an end, and my husband said, well, what are you going to do with yourself when our youngest starts nursery? So my background was in accounts and finance, but when I'd had the children, I realised that I wanted to be that mum at home. I wanted to be the mum that went to the assemblies, went to the school plays, you know, did the school runs. For all it drives me crazy driving in the traffic, I wanted to be the mum that did that and be there on the playground. So Grayson was due to start nursery, and I wanted that financial independence and also to find me again, because once you've been at home with the children, you do tend to lose yourself a little bit. And I found that I'd lost a bit of me, I'd lost my confidence. So I started looking around for what I could do half-heartedly, and I quickly discovered that nobody wanted to employ anybody 10 till 2, Monday to Friday, no weekends. I've just worked out in my head, it's 21 week school holidays, bank holidays off, and to be flexible to be there for the children when they inevitably had sick days off school. And obviously the cost of childcare as well, it just didn't make it feasible for me to go back to work. So I had a conversation with a mum at the school gates who seemed to have this perfect balance, what I was looking for. She had a lovely car, she went on nice holidays, she looked amazing, and she was happy doing whatever she was doing. So I said to her, can we meet? So we met for a coffee and we had a chat. She showed me a bit of information, just like what you're seeing here tonight about the business and about the products. And like what Lisa and Adam said earlier, I saw a stable company, I saw a product that was suitable for everybody, I saw potential to build an amazing business around my family, and I saw that financial independence that I wanted, as well as being a mum, which for me was the best version of me that I could possibly be. So although I'd never used an aloe product before, for me it was a plant that grew in hot places that you put on sunburn when you didn't have any after sun with you. I could see that my friend, whose family had been in the business for 20 years, there was longevity there, and I could see that there was a history behind the product. So I had confidence in her and confidence in the business, because obviously it was well established. So I joined there and then on the spot, signed the paperwork. Fast forward now to 3 years, I've got an amazing retail business which I've built up really flexibly around the kids going to school. As a family, we use all of the products, as many as we can, in our house every single day. So it makes it easy to recommend it to my friends, my family, my network, and just conversations that I'm having on a daily basis. So now I'm at the position where Grayson Scarlett's 8 and Grayson's 5. He's now in reception, so he started in September. I've got more time to dedicate to my business because, as Jane said, everybody's circumstances are different, and this business is very much yours to work around what you're doing. So now I'm building a business. I've got a global business. Can't believe I'm saying that, but I have got a global business just through sharing the business and talking to people every day. I'm happier and healthier than I've been in a long, long time, and I feel part of something. There's a community here which is really caring, supportive, and everybody wants to help you succeed. So now I get to go to every school event, probably much to my children's annoyance. I've got that extra income that I've always wanted. I've had the most amazing personal development. You never would have caught me doing this 2 years ago. And I'm excited for the future to tick off all the incentives that Jane's just talked about, which are available to everybody who puts in the time and effort into their business. So now I know I'm in the right place for now, for 2020 and beyond. So thank you and enjoy the rest of the presentation.
Wow, what a fantastic story, Victoria. And we tend to hear those kind of stories time and time again. So I'd like to introduce you to somebody else now who's got a phenomenal forever story, and that's Bettina. So are you there, Bettina? Hi.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Great. Hi, good evening, everybody. So my name is Bettina Biazzo, and I was cabin crew for 19 years before Forever. I absolutely loved my job. I got to travel the world, meet new people. I absolutely loved it. But then when I had my 2 boys and I got married, things had to change. Flying just wasn't practical. I was struggling with childcare. My parents didn't live in the area, and Gio, my husband, he's Italian. So we literally didn't have anybody to look after the boys. But not only that, I was missing weekends. I was flying weekends, summer holidays. I dreaded the summer holidays because I wouldn't be able to look after the boys. And I needed to find something that I could be there for my boys, still travel because I love to travel. I wanted to earn my own money and put into my people skills that I had from flying. 4.5 years ago, I was introduced to Forever through the products. I did a clean 9. It was just after Christmas. I persuaded my husband to do it and 2 of my friends. So I was already recommending the products before I'd even taken them, as it were. And the results we got were absolutely incredible. And I met up with my friend after I'd done the clean 9. I said, I need to carry on drinking this gel. And she told me exactly what you're hearing tonight. She said, you can buy the products at retail as you wish, or there is an opportunity for you to buy the products at wholesale and recommend them to friends and family. Now, at that moment in time, all I was interested in was getting that gel at a cheaper wholesale price. So I joined there and then. I'll never forget it. It was in a Costa at lunchtime. I went back and I told my husband and I said, I've joined. I can get these products at a lifetime discount. I was so excited. And literally, when I was flying at the school gates, I was recommending these products to everybody that I came into contact with, naturally, just like you would a film, a book, a restaurant. And people were asking me, like, what have you been taking that's different? My skin was glowing. I had more energy. And within 5 weeks, I hit my first promotion and was already earning between £200 to £400. So at that point, I could definitely see that this was a way out of my flying career. And literally, I just carried on. So I was recommending, like I said, to my friends, to people at the gym, still while I was flying. So I was literally just doing this in the nooks and crannies while I was flying, here, there, 15 minutes here, 20 minutes here, everywhere. And I literally I went manager 2 years later. So fast forward 4.5 years now, there is no more flying career. I do my Forever business full-time, but very much part-time, still in the nooks and crannies. And obviously with what's going on at the moment, my 2 boys are at home, and I'm homeschooling them, but I'm still building my business, either getting up a little bit earlier before they wake up and obviously working my business at night. So it literally does fit into your lifestyle. I've qualified for 2 of the trips that Jane mentioned earlier. I came back from Dallas in October, which was absolutely incredible. And Jane said to me, it will blow your mind. And it's seriously, I mean, all the trips that I've been to flying as cabin crew, this was just on another scale. My boys still talk about it now, saying it was the best trip they went on. We had a cowboy party at Southport Ranch. It was just phenomenal. And I've recently just qualified for the Bahamas cruise, which, well, we don't know if that's going to happen in September. But all I can say is it's not just about the trips. It's not about the money. Obviously it is a little bit about the money, but it's also about the time freedoms. I'm there for my children. I get to take them to school, pick them up. It's the friendships you make. So the team that I work with, I speak to them daily. We have fun, we have giggles, we have things at home. It's being part of something and being a part of a community that actually, when I was flying, I was just a number, on the employment roll. So I am so excited for the future with Forever, and I know that there's a lot more to come as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Bea. And you'll hear many, 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 many people share similar stories. So here we are. I've talked you through the marketing model. I've given you an idea of the areas of income. I've given you an overview of the incentive. What happens now? How do we get started? Well, it's really, really, really simple. And this bit really excites me because this is where your journey begins. This is where your future starts. When we get involved with Forever, we register and we get a unique ID number. And that unique ID number is our global business license to trade in any one of the 160 countries around the world. And, when I first joined Forever, I didn't truly appreciate what that really meant. We live in the UK. We have a bit of an island mentality. We don't cross borders quite as easily or as often maybe as the Europeans do. So I didn't really understand the global business until I've been in the business for maybe, I don't know, a year or so. And one of my dear friends came to me. She was Italian and she said, "Can I do what you do?" And I said, "I have no idea, but I'll ask." And we found out that Italy was opening very, very soon, and she got involved. And as a result of her getting involved now, got one of the biggest businesses in Italy, and she's also, well, it's her business, but I've worked with her to build it. So you can build a global business wherever you are in the world, wherever you know people. There are no restrictions. You're not restricted to a national or you literally can go wherever you want to go. And the majority of that is done online. You get a blueprint for success, and that's really, really important to know that you can jump into Forever, you can get started, and the minute you get started, there is a process, a system, a strategy for you to follow, for you to learn, so you can be successful building your own business. You get your own web store, and it's an incredible web store. If you were to set up your own traditional business and develop your own web store, that alone will cost you thousands of pounds. You don't need to do that because Forever give you one free. You get a personal business coach, a mentor. That's the person that introduced you to come and look at Forever, and also the people that they work with. So I think it was Victoria who said, it's a great community, a supportive community of people that are all there committed to helping you achieve your goals. And you get access to online and offline amazing support material that we're all proud to use, that really represents Forever in a professional way. And that box of goodies, which contains a selection of the fastest moving products here in the UK, is only £199.75p. Less than a good night out, less than a weekend away. Now, when I first joined Forever, I have to tell you, I was a little bit financially strapped. I think I've said that already before. So £199 to me then was, I had to think about it, but I didn't think about it for too long, because here's the thing. I'd already looked at so many opportunities. I'd looked all around to find something that would allow me to scale my earning potential, and there was nothing. So I invested in my box, I got it home, I opened it up, I familiarized myself with the product, and I went to work. And to put it into context, people say, what was your return on investment? Well, in my first full year in Forever, I made over 24,000 pure profit from £199 investment. Last year, my business turned over 80 million. 80 million. And that has all come from my investment into that pack. I've got no staff, no stock, no overheads, no traditional business challenges, because Forever take care of all of that. They free me up to share the product, share the opportunity, coach people to do exactly the same, and in doing so build a business which starts locally, grows nationally, and then goes globally. There's one key thing that underpins all of this, and I think it's fundamental to your success. It certainly, I believe, was fundamental to my success, and that's knowing why you're going to do it. You know, when I came to look at Forever, like Lisa, like Adam, like Louise, like Bettina, like Victoria, we all had a reason. We all had a why. We had something in our lives that we really wanted to achieve, but we couldn't find a vehicle to allow us to achieve them. For me, I wanted money. And I make no qualms about that. I was broke, I was in debt. I had no way of paying that debt off. I needed money, and I needed to make more than I could make in a job. A job was not going to give me the lifestyle I wanted. But the other thing that was really important to me, I've had a dream ever since I had my first son, was to give my children private education, to give them the best education that money could buy. And I couldn't do that in my job. I didn't have the money to live, let alone give my kids education. And I'm really proud to say that within 1 year of being in Forever, both my kids are in top private schools, having the best education that money could buy. Now, my dream, my why, may not be your why. Your why could be different. It could be you want a new home. It could be you want to travel. It could be you want to personally develop. It could be something that's not even on this slide. But all of us have a dream. We have a desire for things in our life that maybe we haven't yet got. And if we have a dream, we need to find a vehicle. And we believe tonight we've shared with you the very finest opportunity vehicle that literally there is out there in the marketplace. I urge you to do as I did all those years ago and choose wisely. It's your choices that you make today that will determine the rest of your life. So make sure after this presentation is finished that you get back with the person who invited you onto the call, get your questions answered, and please come join us. There has never been a better time from a product point of view and from a business point of view as there is now. There are many people that need to hear from us, from you. They need to have better health, and they need to be able to build an income that is secure and theirs for life. So for me, I'm privileged to work with Forever. And I'm privileged to say, this is home for me. I love what I do. I hope you've all enjoyed my section. I hope that none of you sleep a wink all night because you're so excited about what I've shared with you. But more importantly, I hope somewhere in the future, you come up and say hi to me and say, I heard you on that webinar in April, and thank you for sharing that information. I won't say good luck, but I will wish you all great success. Good night, everybody.
Jane, thank you so much. And that was, that gratuitous product placement there. I mean, we just don't do that kind of thing, do we? Yes, we do all the time. So what I want to do is just wrap up. And I first of all want to thank Jane enormously. And of course, the testimonials that we saw. If that doesn't give you a really clear idea of what Forever offers and what you can achieve, I don't know what does. It's just such a wonderful opportunity. And I think Jane's experience of not just building her own business, but also helping, thousands of other people around the world really shone through in that presentation. And I know we had a few questions, but I think we managed to answer most of them. If you want any more detail on the marketing plan or the compensation plan, then please speak to the person that's invited you onto this webinar. We could spend hours going through all the detail, but we just don't have the time. But whoever's invited you onto this will be able to talk you through any aspects of that. I know somebody was asking about how you qualify for the global rally trips and that kind of thing. So please do make sure that you do get your questions answered. Anyway, thank you so much, Jane. I want to, first of all, promote the next webinar we have, the Forever Excellence webinar, which is this Saturday, and it runs from 9 until 12:30. And we have some wonderful presentations on there. We've got Diana Page, who's talking about your online reputation management. We've got Claire Shanks and Chris Leetart talking about building your business effectively through social media. Fiona Izzard will be talking about how to never run out of people. Your guide to achieving 4 case credits every month. Jane again is going to be covering that section with some guests. How to make the most of FLP 360 to drive your online business. That's Ollie Parks and Gary Green. Phil Pickles will be talking about how to get products to your customers in these challenging times. And I'm going to be talking about how I survived and thrived through 3 recessions, and how I think the lessons I learned there are very, very relevant to what we are going through today and what we will be going through over the next months and maybe year or two. I'd like to finish by saying that one of the things that we're most proud of is who we are as a company and the ethics that we have. And I think you can see from our mission statement, where we talk about we let people be who they are with dignity, and where integrity, empathy, and for me, most important, fun are our guides. I've been involved with Forever now for getting on for 28 years, the same as Jane. And I have to say, we have a huge amount of fun in our company, but we also do that by helping others. We help people with our fantastic product range, and we help people with this life-changing opportunity, an opportunity that you can, as Jane says, run as a side hustle, or if you want to change it into something bigger, you can actually make a career of it, just like Jane and myself have done. So I hope you've enjoyed this evening, and do make sure you get your questions answered. Get back to the person that invited you on, and we will look forward to seeing you very, very soon, whether it's virtually or whether it's in reality once this very strange time that we're going through is over. Anyway, stay safe, everyone. Have a great rest of your evening, and I'll catch up with you all very soon. Goodbye.